Hello, can everyone hear me? Oh, live, yay! So this is our first virtual band parade. We are going to give this a go, see how it works. We don't know, it's just an experiment. It's an idea that came to us literally this morning. We're going to start off with More Young Defenders and the wonderful, oh my brain's gone blank. Yeah, the wonderful sounds of them on parade. So take her away, Roy. This is our first time trying this, so fingers crossed. Do the BBC have technical hitches like this? I have no idea. What are we doing, Roy? No. Is the video playing on the screen? Yeah! Hallelujah! Right, where did you give me your list again? I've lost it. It is brilliant, brilliant. There is a delay. What did you send me a list? Here we go. So if we get through that in that order then. Okay, cool. 309 people, oh my god. You give me a heads up as the videos come to the end, okay? Oh my god, so there's just a Dunloy band. So your next one up then is the full pipe band with the sash. Right, okay. Brilliant.
Easter Monday, we should have been in Cookstown. I am absolutely gutted. I don't know about the rest of you that we are not in Cookstown. So we've got a good show lined up for you today. It's going to be 6 hours. So you know all those people who are complaining that the show is never long enough? Well, suck it up, buttercup.
Really hoping that with this time out that we're forced to have from parading and from bands, that everyone really does appreciate exactly what they have in bands. And if you are not in a band and you are missing them, get joining. Get joining. Bands have their drummers in the back row, and Roy has piped up and said he wants to know that as well. It works better from a sound point of view. Accordions, all your sound is coming from the front of the box because that's mainly where your reeds are. A lot of it from the front keyboard, which is why I've always said that for videos, always do it from the keyboard side of the accordion because you get the better sound. And of course, if you had the drums at the back, you're going to have lost the sound of the drums before the accordions are coming up, and it's going to make them sound quite empty. Whereas if you have the drums at the back, the drums are coming through the accordions, but you're also getting the sound of the accordions, so you're getting a better mix. There are some accordion bands who have their drums at the front, and there's some who have had their drums at the front and have changed them to the back purely for that reason. It's more the musical aesthetics of it. There's another posh word for you: peruse and aesthetics, Scott. I'm feeling all posh today. Good evening, it's Saturday evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm just saying there, Tony was asking about Ballykeel. Tony, where were you last night? You can't miss a night on this here, because if you miss, you lose out. They were played last night.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. As you can see, I'm not Valerie.
Good evening, good evening. It is Saturday evening. Hope you have had, well, an okay day. It's been raining here the whole day, so there's not been really even much you could do outside. What are you doing, Roy? Remember I was saying hopefully things will go a lot smoother. Unbelievable. You couldn't have written it. You could not have written it. Hey, we'll just write this weekend off. This weekend, like 2020, we'll just write it completely off. Oh my goodness, that was the very, very first clip before we realized that I had to be on mute when the videos were playing, because otherwise you could hear every word that I said. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our 50th show. We never, ever, ever dreamed that we would be sitting here 50 shows later. But here we are, and here we shall remain. Isn't that what they always say? We'll stay until we get parading again. Hopefully, not that long. So throughout the show tonight, we'll give you facts and figures, because I love my data. I should have been an accountant, but we'll give you a few facts and figures, like how many bands we've played, how many clips we've played, and how many hours we've done, and the most watched evenings, and all of that kind of stuff. It has been a crazy 50 shows, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank the long-suffering Roy. Although I am long-suffering too, because I have to listen to him, but he maybe gets his fair share back again. And
Only every now and again, Valerie, only every now and again.
And also to Lisa, who works away in the background like a wee trooper, so she does. And to all the videographers who allow us to use their clips. Without whom we would not be able to do this at all. And of course, without you guys, because without you guys, there wouldn't be any point in doing this. If there was nobody watching, what would be the point at all?
So can I just say, I'm shocked at the number of people that were going, Valerie, your mic's on, Valerie, your mic's on. If they had watched the first show, they'd have remembered that from the first show, but no, they didn't. And as you like to say, Valerie, suck it up, Buttercup.
I seem to do like to say that, don't I? I can't remember I said that so often. But welcome all. It is, of course, Saturday, the 5th of September. Can you believe it? We started this the weekend. Did we start it of the weekend of St. Patrick's Day? Or was it the following Saturday night? I think it was the weekend.
Oh, Saturday the 21st of March.
Crazy.
And that was a crazy day, because
I literally just came up with the idea that morning, and then happened to be speaking to Roy and going, I seen Valerie put a video up of trying to go live, and she couldn't get the second person on the thing. And I says, look, Valerie, if you want to, I can host it, and means you can bring people on and everything else, and we can get. And it just sort of ballooned. We spent all that day looking for clips and working things out, and that was the result you saw there with more Young Defenders. We literally hadn't a clue what we were doing. I can't say that we know any more now, but at least I know to put my mic on mute. So that's a start, if nothing else.
And I can get 2 videos lined up at a time.
Oh, and he sent me grey. It's not blonde at all. It's grey. So thank you. I'm just seeing all the messages coming in. There are loads coming in there. I'm not going to get through them all because I've lost the first ones already. I'm still getting the turn your mic off comments. But welcome to everyone who is watching, and thank you for joining in. And it's got to the stage where we recognize so many of the names. All we need now is faces to put to those names as well. So let's get on with what we're all here for, and that is, of course, the music. Today should have been the annual Brian Robinson Parade, of course, in memory of Brian Robinson himself. And there's always a small service as part of that parade. You can actually see some bits of it in some of the clips this evening. But today they did have a small memorial service, so that they kept things going, and did have still a memorial service for him today up in the Schenkel. I don't think we've any clips from it this evening as yet, but I'm sure if you watch the page tomorrow, there'll be clips coming up and I'll share them on that for you. But also tonight, Bracky Flute Band would also have been having their parade. So this is them at their own parade in 2019. Mark Graham comments and says, in some cases, I'd be safer not seeing the faces to go along with the names. You could be right, Mark. You could be right, but it would be nice because I know, I know you all as well as, you know, like, because we're bantering here every week and you're commenting and so on, and it really does feel like a wee community, and I have really enjoyed that. It's sort of kind of replacing the community that you always would have had and met whenever you actually went to a parade. So it's kind of been a replacement for that, which is...
I have met some of them.
Because you don't stay in the bloody house the way you're meant to.
Nobody says I have to stay in the house. Nobody. No, there's no such thing as I have to stay in the house now. You get out and about.
Well, I still stay in the house. So when eventually we get back to the parades, which I cannot wait for, and I can assure you the moment the parades that are on, I mean, you've already seen it, the moment there was parades on, Roy disappeared. He abandoned me, so I couldn't go ahead without him because I just hadn't the PC. Otherwise, I could have went ahead without him the very, very best.
I'll give it, next time I'm going somewhere, I'll drop you the PC up and let you do it.
Deal. Yeah, no, so once the parades come back, I know that all you guys will be out at them, and so will we. So there'll be no need for this anymore. And although I'll be sad and I'll miss you all, but, you know, I'll still be glad to get back to the parades, I have to say. So let's have a wee shout out to a few who have been texting in. I'm going to go back as far as I can. Roy Patterson says, evening to Valley Sin Roy. Philip Mackey is watching from Banbridge. Sammy Bones is in Corby, Rathkenny, Ballymena. At one time? Sammy, you're some boy. David Clark is watching Billy King, Karina McHugh, Rebecca Marks, Cheryl Gary Sloan, Charmaine Jones, Linda Neely, June Creamer is watching in Glenavy, Alan Potters, Mark Kappa, Kenny Dummigan, as always, from the home, Larn, the home of Dummigan's accordion. Jennifer Freeman is watching. Hiya, Jennifer, you're becoming a regular now as well. Alan Massey and Graham. Jennifer McAllister watching as always from Craigenee. Great, very, very loyal follower there. Robert Goldsmith, another name that we recognise every week. And it's quite funny, actually, because on weeks when people who we normally see aren't on, we actually notice that they're not on. John Strawbridge, Margaret Gilmore, Alan Potters is in, oh no, you're not in Blackpool, you're asking how Blackpool is. Sean Blair, Paul McGuinness, Jim Laughlin, Guy Denham is watching, and Guy is of course giving us a range of clips next weekend as well, which you're looking forward to. Eddie Torney is on, another one of the regulars. John Hewitt is a regular watching from Liverpool. Joshua Morris is a regular. Cookie Neal, hiya Cookie down there in Bushmills. Oh, I've lost them. It's bumped me out. So we'll go to a little bit of music. So
we've got also Keith McCormick on YouTube. He's commenting on YouTube. So.
Oh, hey Keith, how are you?
And also Jordan is watching as well as Rebecca.
Oh yeah.
You forgot to say Jordan when you said Rebecca.
Jordan and Rebecca. Did it? Oh well, I just saw Rebecca's name. I'm just looking there. The last comments. Trevor William Monaghan says he watched last year's show on playback because he was working, or last night. Did I say last year? Last night's show.
You said last year.
And much to his dismay, he found out he'd aged 10 years on his birthday. He says, many thanks for that to the two skitters, Roy and Scott. I did doubt it now, Trevor. I did say, oh no, he's not that age. But they assured me that you were. Absolutely.
Well, I know exactly what age he is because he's a year younger than me to start with.
So he is 68 then?
Yeah. Well, it could have been worse. At least he's only what? If he's 68, that makes him 30 years younger than you.
Way on with you. Flo Gregg wants us to play Donna Money. I'll be quite honest tonight. We have clips solely from the Brian Robinson period over various years. So there's a selection of bands in each clip. And I'm going to be honest, what I did was Lisa sorted out the clips in their entirety for me. And then I went through and picked small sections of them, trying to get a wide range of bands. So I hope that I've got as many different bands as possible. You maybe see some bands in a couple of clips. I do apologise in advance. There are no brass bands or no silver bands on the show this evening. And my deepest apologies go to all you brass band fans, Alan Knox and to Brian Emerson and all you guys. It's your own fault. If you would get a brass band up to Brian Robinson Parade, then I could manage to include them, but there's nothing I can do when you're not there. I think there is a couple of accordion bands, but not many, I have to say. So there is a lesson to you all so that we can include you if we ever need to do this again. Make sure you attend the parade. So we're going to go, first of all, way back in time to 1996. How Lisa found this clip, I will never know. But we're going back to 1996, and this is just a selection of bands from a way back then. It's hard. 1996. I mean, just look at the quality of the videos, but B, look at how much the bands have changed in all that time. It's pretty crazy, and then the different uniforms, and to be honest, unless you can see the big drum in some of those clips, I struggle quite a bit in order to tell who the bands are, because the uniforms have changed so much. Let's take a wee look at some of the comments that have come in. Thank you everyone who is wishing us our happy 50th. It's just amazing that we've got to 50 shows. Robert Goldsmith wants to know, did he see Kirk Hunter going through? I've no idea what that means. Did he go past in a band or something? I take it Kirk Hunter, he's a footballer, isn't he? Yeah, I think so. Roy, of course, was trying to decide whether it was the White Rock or County in a clip and getting it wrong, as usual.
I know who it was. It was the White Rock, because I sure said I was just winding up our little Kilkeel friend. Oh, and by the way, Valerie.
Yes, dear.
Who's done 50 shows?
Ulster Bands Forum.
At the virtual band parade has done 50 shows. I've done 50 shows. You've done 48.
I've done 2 less.
Yeah, 4 hours short.
2 less than you.
4 hours short.
Roy says that, Ron says that sharpshooters were in that clip. Were they wrong? I missed it because I was busy doing a couple other things. I'll have to watch it all back later. And yes, Nicola, that was the Freeman, really old uniform there as well. It's I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's really crazy to see. So that was 1996. Hopefully you enjoyed that one. Now, believe it or not, I was just that's what I was doing there while I wasn't watching the clip. I usually do. I was taking a wee look and looking at some of the figures. So I know if you were watching last night, Roy showed you all of the stuff that we work from. So that means I have all the data on all of our shows from day one. Believe it or not, we have covered on the show since the 21st of March. We have covered 675 different bands, which I'm really happy about, because I know that some of you saw bands for the first time. Some of you saw bands that you've never seen before and now really look forward to seeing them again. But that's 675 different bands. Of course, a lot of those we played more than once, but I'm really glad that was always my goal. I didn't want to kind of have the same bands over and over again. I wanted to have different bands on. Although it's hard whenever you have people like China cracking on all the time to play East Belfast Protestant Boys, but I always wanted to try and play a lot of different bands, and I think we did. And that's not counting the bands that we cover in these, what I call, like mixture videos where we have multiple bands in one go. I don't count those at all. So that's just 675 individual clips of different bands, which is completely different. Now, we're going to go back. We'll come forward a wee bit in time, but we're still a way back there. This is 1999 at the Brian Robinson Parade. And again, I sort of look further in the clip, hopefully a range of different bands. I'm sure they probably will cover the same bands, because it's not as if they all go in the same order every year. But I tried to get a few different clips. So this is the same parade in 1999. So that was, let me just check there, 1999. Again, it just seems like forever ago, doesn't it? And I suppose 1999 is what, 21 years ago? Thank you, Roy. I wasn't too sure of my maths there, but yes, 21 years ago, which is crazy.
We all know what your maths is like.
Aye, leave my maths alone, you. Is your mic on?
Yes.
Okay. I wouldn't want you giving me abuse and nobody else hearing it but me. My goodness, that would never do. I am always amazed by how many of you watch this show. It absolutely astounds me. Not only the amount that watch it while we're live. So at the moment there are 162 of you all watching live at the moment.
Plus 10 on YouTube.
Sorry?
Plus 10 on YouTube.
10 on YouTube as well?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's 172 of you on live, 171. Somebody's obviously gone offline. Get back on there. But the biggest show that we did was the 11th night, the Saturday night, where we did our loyalist karaoke. And all those clips are still on the YouTube channel, a Virtual Band Parade's YouTube channel. If some night you're having a party in the house and you want to learn the words, or if you feel dedicated enough to actually learn the verses of the sash, I would be delighted. They are all on there. But on that night, we had at one point almost just slightly under 500 people watching live, which just blew Roy and I away that there were so many people watching and having that interest. But the numbers generally are absolutely crazy. Our biggest views so far have been for the 6-hour Easter Monday show. I know, what were we thinking, Roy? It was complete and utter madness, but we did a 6-hour Easter Monday show because we promised we would show as many clips of Easter Monday as we could. And there was, again, these numbers are astounding. There was 45.8 thousand watches of that video, which is crazy when you think of it. Like 45,800, I suppose, people watching that video. And again, the 11th of July had 45,100. Just the numbers of you guys who watch this thing, maybe not always live, but, you know, on the repeats, or, you know, they're scooting through YouTube. Now, that's not actually even YouTube. The YouTube views aren't that and all included in that at all. And I know there's lots more in YouTube as well. That's just on Facebook, which is astounding, absolutely astounding. Roy and I are just so delighted. Denise says her mum watched the full 6 hours. She absolutely brilliant. I just adore Amy because she is, I think she has to be our most dedicated viewer and supporter. She is absolutely fantastic. China's saying that we didn't show us well. Well, China, I will actually go through the figures and figure out how many times we did show you after all, because we have, just because of the fact you plagued the life out of me. East Belfast Protestant Boys are probably one of the most featured bands on this here. You know, like there are other bands. It's kind of like, you know, that advert, you know, like where like someone will mention it on BBC and they'll say other brands are available. There are other bands. So we're going to take a wee look at some more of those. This is 2006, a wee jump up in years. You'll be able to see differences in the uniform. And I really love tracing the uniform changes throughout the year. And you can see the styles that come in and out of fashion over the years. Because if you took some of those 1996 uniforms and brought them out in parade today, some of them would look dated and some of them would look every bit as good as they did back then. And I always want to know, where did all those old uniforms go? Somebody must have a garage somewhere with thousands and thousands of uniforms in them.
Sam's got quite a few of them.
And Josh has quite a few in his wardrobe too.
No, Josh is only a young pup, so he's only going to have the newer ones. But Sam's got a lot of the older ones.
Mark Anderson's another one who sat all day and watched the 6 hour and Easter Monday. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. So we're going to go to 2006. This is, again, all our clips tonight are from the Brian Robinson parade over the various years, and this one is from 2006. end of that clip there came across me more suddenly than I was expecting. Please do, if you have if you know or if you recognize any of the bands, please do post a wee comment, because I say I'm struggling. Lisa is popping up, but I have an odd feeling that it's not Lisa. It's actually her fiance Chris, because Chris, of course, is the drum major in front of Gertrude Starr. Mr. China, your band has featured 11 times on the program, which I think is probably more than anyone else. Mainly just so I can get peace. Just out of interest there, I was totting up the styles of bands rather than going into each individual band. But I can do, if anybody's interested in how many times their bands was played, just asked. So far, I mean, for all the shouting about, more Blood and Thunder, more Blood and Thunder, we have featured 526 different Blood and Thunder clips. So by far the most. Coming close to them are the Melody with 162, then the Accordions with 159, Part Music with 82, then there are the Silver with 71, and then finally the Pipe with 44. So, we have a few concertina in there, the NHS videos and all that kind of stuff. So overall, by the time we get to the end of this evening, we will have played 1,200 different video clips. And that includes, mixtures like tonight. So for instance, tonight only has 13 clips in total. But when you take all of the nights over, it's over 1,200 clips, which is a lot of viewing, I have to say. I'll be able to figure out the hours and all that kind afterward.
Some quick calculations. That means that East Belfast has been on 22% of the shows.
If you say so.
Yeah, 22% of the shows. Nearly a quarter of all the shows have at East Belfast on them.
And the ones that didn't had China cracking on the comments about get East Belfast Protestant boys. We love you, China. We absolutely love you.
You have to remember, if they played longer tunes as well, then they might be on a bit longer, but they play wee short tunes.
I'm not even commenting. I'm not even going there. Absolutely not. Victoria is watching this evening with her mum, who is her first virtual band parade. My goodness, Victoria's mum, where have you been? She wants to say hi to everyone, and she is from the Newton Ards Road and singing along. Oh, well, Victoria, you have to let her watch the 11th night one, because she will love it. Because I have to say that was absolutely my favourite show of the whole lot. All the old songs. Roy was really, really worried beforehand because he thought they were too boring and they weren't lively enough. But I think, well, I mean,
I'm still of the same opinion. Still of the same.
They are our heritage, and they're getting lost, which really, really bugs me.
Oh, there's one a comment on YouTube, by the way, that somebody asked the male singer. Do you know where they could buy or listen online to more of the guy who sung the Orange song? Since this is singing, I can't remember which one was it on. It was on Union Cruiser.
Union Cruiser, the end song. That is actually my wee former Ulster Scots group called the Ulster Scots Experience, and that singer is John Trotter from the Maiden City. And there is actually a CD. I used to have one sitting about somewhere. Songs My Father Sung that we had done for the Orange Order itself. There are some of those on those clips that we did in the 11th night. So if you go onto the Virtual Band Parade's YouTube channel and take a look, there should be some of them on, well, all of them that we featured that night are on there with the lyrics and everything if you're wanting to lyric. Funny, I was actually thinking last night, maybe changing the end song, the Union Cruiser, because I love it. I absolutely do love it, and I sing along with it every week. But just to give you some.
As we don't play the Union Cruiser, it's the Landing at Torbay we play at the end.
Yeah, but that's the name of the. Oh no, Union Cruiser. Union Cruiser is. Union Cruiser.
We play the Landing at Torbay at the end of this.
I'm trying to remember who sung the Union Cruiser. It was John Trotter as well. It was the same. It was from the same CD. Yeah. China, when it comes to bands, yes, I am a little bit of a train spotter.
And Joy Cullen saying more Balnaran for me. Well, the reason, because Valerie was questioning why I did play the clip at the very start, the very first tune. Well, A, because it's the very first tune that we played and that Valerie talked through, but it's because it's More and Young Defenders. That was one of the reasons I played that just for you, Josh and Joy.
You see, now I hope you guys all have sympathy for me for what I have to put up with that guy. Absolutely.
Suck it up, Buttercup.
No, I just love facts and figures and things to do with bands. I really, really do. And to be honest, it comes in useful because one of the first ever government studies done on marching bands was very, very heavily influenced by my my facts and figures, but we'll not tell anybody that. Now, let's go back to 2002 this time, a little bit further forward in time. And this is, again, some clips from the Brian Robinson Parade, which should have been on today.
Come on. Well, that's good. Your green gear coming. Think so. Aye. See if we've got to get the road. first bang. Charlie. That's where the purple here is. That's the one that's the same bag.
There's a bit of a competition going on now between China and Chris to see who can name the most bands. Chris, you're going to have to get your own Facebook account so we can know whether it's you's answering or whether it's Lisa's answering, because at the moment, Lisa's getting all the blame from China. Oh my goodness, there are so many comments coming in. I'll try and get through a few of them. Mainly, most of the comments are talking about the bands. That, I mean, please absolutely do. If you recognize a band, name them on the comments, because you know there's some of them I'm literally struggling to get. Josh asked for statistics about the melody bands. Well, honest to goodness, this is no word of a lie. Roy and I both looked at this separately, and we both came up with the same thing. Believe it or not, let me just get to them. Mourn Young Defenders have been played 8 times. Pride of Ballinran have been played 8 times. That's including tonight's figure. Regimental Band have been played 8 times. Lisburn Young Defenders or Young Defenders have been played 6 times. So 6 times, yeah, 6. 4 + 1 + 1 is 6. Yeah. Oma Protestant Boys have been played 5 times. Oma Two Blues have been played 4 times. Shankill Road Defenders, we've only played them 3 times. We're going to have to up the number of Shankill Road Defenders clips there. But of course, that's not including, those are just separate clips. That's not including all our merged clips. Just out of interest, if we carry on for another 9 weeks, we will manage to hit 1,690 clips. Which is really sad. Roy was saying there we have 19,946 views on Facebook as well. So that's, YouTube. So that's on top of all the Facebook views. Just out of interest, following the Facebook page, the Ulster Band's Facebook page, we have 24,293 followers, which is amazing. And there's 19,965 likes. Now, I'm not too sure what the difference is between a like and a follow. I don't. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, but it doesn't show up on the page. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. So by the time I think I've maybe said this already, but just in case I haven't, by the time we have finished our program tonight, we will have played 1,202 clips, which is crazy. Now, let me just take a little look here. Our next clip is from 2006. Again, I can't remember what I've tried to do is like tick different areas of the parade, you know, so some of the clips I'll have gone towards the end of the parade, some of the clips I'll have gone to the beginning, I've gone to the middle, to try and get as many different bands as possible. So please do keep letting us know who the bands are, because we love to see them or see who they are and see all the differences, and I can't always tell who they are. So Chris and China, well, I take it it's Chris. Is it Chris or Lisa who's commenting? Let us know. But those two are at the head with the naming of the clips, I have to say. A couple other ones poking in there as well, letting us know who the clips are, but it's really good to know who the bands are, because otherwise I don't know. Although Short Strand First Flute, I don't think that they might get on to the Shankill, but I don't know that they ever get off it. So this is from 2006, from the Shankill Road at the Brian Robinson Memorial Parade. Who was that last band? Who was that last band? Oh, China. China said Knockmore. Oh my goodness, China, you got it wrong. Mr. Bandspan got it wrong. Oh my.
Because I was actually celebrating that we actually had a Ballymena band on tonight, but they're no longer with us, unfortunately. Major Crawford.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they folded. Now, let me just take. Did anybody notice the doll at the side of the road? She shrunk her top very badly. God love her.
One with a nice bag.
Huh?
She's a nice bag.
She had nice rolls as well.
You want a girl like that. You don't want a girl that's skinny.
Well, no, but you don't wear like a top where your rolls hanging out. Like, you know, if you do like me and hide them, keep the top off, keep them covered. Now, let's see. Somebody had asked, China wanted to know how many times you played the Gert. Let me just check for you now, China. Dear. Where is it? YouTube summary. No. Duration. Show summary. Gertrude Starr. So many times did I say they were on? 11? I haven't. HGGG. I swear to goodness, we are not planning that or fixing these figures. It is literally an Excel sheet in front of me. So what you have to do is you have to manually add the figures together, because sometimes if the names are written in differently or the space is different, it considers it two different bands. So Gertrude Starr showing 2 lines. East Belfast Protestant Boys have got like 4 different lines, 5 different lines. But it's honestly the figures are right enough. John Durg has been 7 times. Now someone else wanted to hear fixed. China says it's not fixed, it's literally a pivot table. Now, who else was asked? And somebody else had asked. Let's see. The accordion bands. Let's go on to the accordions. So any particular one? Dunloy have been played 7 times.
I was looking earlier to see if I could see who was the most, and I think 8 times is the most that one band has been.
Derry Fubble have been played 6 times. I'm just picking someone's out here. Albert Bridge 3 times. Bailey's Mills should be in it quite a bit there, 5 times. Ballinamallard is 6 times.
Brunswick 7.
Brunswick 7. Clough Orange and Blue twice. Corbett twice. Craigenea 3 times.
Adara 5 times for Adara.
Hepsters 3. I'm missing out lots of ones because there's lots of ones who've maybe only been on once. Lisbon's been on 4 different times. Milltown 4 times. Parkinson 4 times. Queen Elizabeth. Stop you scrolling, because whenever you scroll, it changes my screen. I was about to come to Queen Elizabeth there. Where did you go? Queen Elizabeth, I've been 4 times. The Regal, 1 separate clip, but I know that they've been on, for instance, last week they were on a couple of clips themselves. Starnock have been twice. Star of Toxteth twice. Voy Accordion 3 times. So we've covered Quite Proud of the Birches 3 times. Old Park twice. We've covered quite a lot. So we've covered in total, up to the top there, 159 accordion.
And Trevor had said we'd only played Ballymena Cora drums once, but we played them twice.
You splitting hairs, Trevor. You splitting hairs. Right, where's our next clip? Our next clip is from 2006 again. No, 2019. So this is from last year. Again, just a clip from roughly the middle of the parade this time. So hopefully we'll get some different bands again, but hopefully we have seen quite a quite a few different bands over this evening. So this is from 2019. Couldn't get my mouse to work there. I was trying to get it over to the wee button. Now, one of our followers there, Keith, who he's posted it here, but I was going to read it out as well, so we'll actually read it out. Made up a little poem for us, which is absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to read it out to you all. Congratulations to all concerned within the Ulster Bands Forum. Your twice weekly shows are such a joy, delivered with such decorum. Whether you're into the flutes, accordions, silver, or the pipes, there's sure to be something on here that even the more discerning taste likes. Discerning taste likes. 2020, what a year, will be remembered for the pandemic. No parades to go to was becoming quite problematic. For those in the bands, what could we do? Would we just sit and twiddle our thumbs? And what about the marching band supporters, friends, family, fathers and mums? Then the Ulster Bands Forum, they hatched a plan. What about a virtual parade? I'll have a look, I thought to myself, as no other plans I had made. That was it. I was hooked. It was like a drug that I couldn't stop. The music, the crack and the banter, it's something that cannot be topped. So many characters, most I'd never met, were becoming like age-old friends. John China, Joshua Morris, Brian Emerson, Gillian and Jensen. The list never ends. All with opinions on their favourite bands, a healthy rivalry, it has to be said. The two hours really fly by. I'm still buzzing when it's time for bed. The stars of the show, of course, have been Valerie, Lisa and Roy. Their hard work puts it together for all of us to enjoy. Well done to all of you on here, but especially those mentioned above. Here's to the next 50 shows featuring the bands that we all love. And that is from Keith. It is absolutely fantastic. I am so oh, so brilliant. Thank you so much, Keith, for sending that in, and I'll get posting it in the forum afterwards. I didn't want to post it before the show, but that is absolutely brilliant. Now, 4 more clips to go, so we still need to keep getting through. This is another wee short clip. This one is from 2006. It's only about 4 minutes long. I think it's actually towards the end of the parade, so we might see East Belfast Protestant Boys once again, China. that the end of the clip? It's catching up here. Is that East Belfast? No, there's not enough flags for that to be East Belfast coming along there. There's usually a few more flags with them. Now, another little clip, this one from 2008. And let's have a wee watch of this. So, of course, remember, all our clips tonight are from the Brian Robinson period over the various years. I know that a few of you are asking for various bands in the comments and that there. We will, as always, go through the comments and make a note of those who have asked for different bands and then try and feature in another show. But for tonight, we're focusing on the Brian Robinson. So this is 2008. So that was 2008. So there was a few asked in earlier on about bands and the number of times they played. Nicola had asked how many times the White Army were on. 4. Only 4. So I definitely need to up their number a bit. Anne had asked about the Portrush bands. So Portrush and Ulster have been on twice. Ballywullen have been on 4 times. China asked about William King. William King have been on less than East Belfast Protestant Boys. They've only been on 8 times. Freeman Memorial have been on 5. Dunloy have been on 8. Edenmore have been on 2. Star of the Row 4. New Stevenson Loyal 2. Ochnagurgan Accordion was on 2. Tempo, you didn't say whether it was silver or accordion you were asking for, so silver have been on twice and the accordion have been on twice. So far any band.
What about Ballymena bands? What about Pride of the Main? They haven't been on that many times.
Oh, right, okay, let me just tell you what the Pride of the Main. My God. Right, so Pride of the Main will be under P, obviously. So page down. Actually, I have this odd feeling we've played Pride of the Main more than we have Ballykeel, but I'm not sure. We have tried to be as fair as possible. So Pride of the Main have been on 7 times. Let's go up to Ballykeel. Oh my goodness, 5 times. So we need to play Ballykeel a few more times to keep that even. Huh?
And you see, but the thing about it is, I kept getting accused of playing more Ballymena bands than anything else. But
I haven't got them categorised by time.
But I'm just saying, but Pride of the Main and Ballykeel were the 2 main culprits. We got accused of playing them more times, but we've played Belfast bands more.
Ballantyre Accordion have been on at least once. My goodness, we're covering them all rightly. Now, our next band is not a fixed China. Stop saying that. Dykehead Sons of William. Right, let's just have a look at them. Dykehead, that'll be under D, obviously. Or maybe under S. So we'll check the both. D, Y. 2. And let me just check under S as well. Just to be on the safe side. Because it could be under Sons of William Dykehead. So twice for Sons of William Dykehead. Dummigan, now they could be under Sir George Dummigan. Or just under G. Let me just take a look. Or they could be under D. It just depends what way someone's in the dimension.
Going that, I totally agree with Michelle. Michelle says we need more Blood and Thunder bands.
Well, of course, can't find them. I'll have a wee look while the next clip's on, because the time is marching on and we have 3 more clips, I think it is, to play. So the next one is 2007. We managed to skip over this one accidentally, but we're going to go back and cover it. This is from 2007, again from the Brian Robinson Parade. What year was that again? It's been so long since I announced it. I've almost forgot what year it was. 2007. Quite a debate there at the end. Do remember that Lisa picked the clips. Although, having said that, Chris is with her, and Chris is superb at naming the bands, and Lisa's really, really good at it as well. Even when she doesn't pick the clips herself.
Lisa uploaded those
She
clips,
uploaded that
and then
clip.
she has to name all the bands anyway. So
I know. So this is our very last clip for this evening. We have got a couple of quiz there of numbers of bands. Dummigan Memorial Accordion have been on twice. Cookstown Sons of William 4 times. Portaferry Accordion have been on once. And Ballycraigie have been on 3 times. So every band you've asked for, we've covered at some stage. And I have to say, I'm really surprised myself that they were as even as they have been, because it was just, it wasn't planned in terms of numbers. So this is our last clip for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on our 50th show. We are stunned we actually even got here. We will see you, as always, next weekend. Next weekend, we have Gary Denham from Scottish Bands video channel, who is choosing our clips for us. And then I'm not sure who's choosing it on the Saturday night.
I might choose them.
Not all Blood and Thunder.
I'll put 1 accordion, 1 pipe, 1 silver, and the rest blood and thunder.
Now, this is our last clip. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for watching us through the last 50 shows. Hopefully we don't have to have another 50 shows, because that means the parade will back. But if we do...
But Josh worked it out earlier. If we'd done 50 shows, another 50 shows, it would take us up just to after St. Patrick's Day. And then miss out Christmas and Boxing Day, because that's the Friday and the Saturday. So that would take us just to the end of March. Which would be in time for the marching season.
That's too much for me to think about. We will see you again next week, 8 o'clock Friday and Saturday night. But in the meantime, keep the flits to the mouth, because we're definitely coming to the tune.
And happy birthday to anybody that had a birthday this week. So we did the birthdays last night, but we mentioned everybody that was. But happy birthday,
Jensen. Hopefully you enjoyed your meal and had a wonderful birthday. And this clip is from, I forgot to announce the clip, 2009. See you all next week. What are you doing to me, Roy? Couldn't go through a full 50th show without something going wrong. Look, I have a dog who knows what time it is. Look, Craig knows what time it is. So time to go off? Huh? Time to go off, my darling? How are we doing now? That last clip, I don't know whether it was just mine or whether it was everybody else's, but every so often it seemed to speed up and then slow down again. They seemed as if they were running for a minute or two. See you next week. Just go to that reserve clip, Roy, if that one's not wanting to play.
And this week's final clip is from 2006.
It was when England's glorious sun in 1688 was overcast with treason's cloud and popery stood elate, that up arose her Protestants, the peasant and the peer, and vowed the chain of perjure James that they would not dainty wear. They sought them out a prudent chief to guide their heart and zeal, to lead them on that victory might bless their flashing steel. And who so fit to guide that host in all its bright array as William, Prince of Orange, ere he landed at Torbay? Then up arose the mighty chief and left his native shore, and rode upon the stormy waves our freedom to restore. Upon his flag was blazoned forth, high fluttering o'er the main, that our religion and our laws he ever would maintain. 'Twas then in gallant style he stood upon the vessel's prow, with victory on his flashing sword and wisdom on his brow. And tens of thousands greeted him upon his natal day, when he, our glorious Orange chief, first landed at Torbay. Come, brethren of the Orange bond, a bond ne'er to be riven. Whene'er we give great William's name, a bumper must be given. For if you'd fire a fou de joie to him who victory won, come prime and load and see you give charge unto your gun. The eloquence of bumpers full, there's nothing can surpass. There's not expresses kindred soul like friendship's social glass. And thus we give our song and toast with 3 times 3 huzzah, the memory of King William and his landing at Torbay. The memory of King William and his landing at Torbay.